Now at 6, 32 years after the murder of Jennifer Judd, the Cherokee County Sheriff's Office spearheads a new push to find the killer. Plus, some people in Joplin took a tour of what a child in the foster care system might experience. And nurse graduates get ready to move on the next level with a pinning ceremony.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Authorities look to spark new interest in a 32-year-old cold case. This is KOAM News at 10. I'm Anthony Saviello. On May 11th, 1992, authorities discovered the body of Jennifer Judd in her residence in Baxter Springs, Kansas. The investigation revealed Jennifer died as a result of multiple stab wounds. No one has ever been brought to justice in Judd's case, and the Kansas Bureau of Investigation offered a $5,000 reward, which is still active. Over the past few months, the Cherokee County Sheriff's Office renewed its efforts to solve this cold case, including consultations with experts from across the country.
We got new eyes. We got a fresh initiative or fire, I would say, to go back through. You know, the case has not been forgotten. It's been gone through before, but in the last couple months, we've really started to dig back into it, dig deep, dig through the evidence, and see what's still there and what would be worth testing.
A former person of interest in the case, Jeremy Jones, sits on Alabama's death row for a separate rape and murder. While Jones had confessed to Judd's murder, he publicly recanted his confession. Kansas has never charged Jones for the murder of Jennifer Judd. The Kansas man who allegedly stole a bronze statue of Jackie Robinson from a park in January has pled guilty to his crime. 45-year-old Rick Alderett pled guilty on Thursday to multiple charges. The judge told Alderett the maximum sentence is 229 months in prison and 6 months in jail. The judge also said he could order Alderett to pay more than $41,000 to League 42, a local youth baseball league that paid for the statue of the civil rights icon. The statue was found burned and in pieces inside a trash can at the baseball park. Investigators believe Alderett had hoped to make money by selling the bronze as scrap metal. Alderett is scheduled to be sentenced on July 1st. Meteorologist Lindsay Gaffney joins us with a first look at our weather.
Well, temperatures across the region are starting to dip down into the 60s. We still have a few hanging in the 70s. Nowata 71, Parsons and Independence both 70. But as you move off to the east, a little cooler, 63 in Monette, Cassville, Stockton. So we're cooling down. We're only getting down to the mid to upper 50s tonight. And we don't have any rain going on. Few clouds here and there, but for most of your Saturday, it's going to be really gorgeous, but we do have some more storms rolling in on Sunday, and we can thank a low pressure system that's just sitting out in the west. It'll be moving into our area on Sunday, but most of the day on Sunday, it's going to be pretty nice for Mother's Day, but we can expect some rain and thunderstorms to move in late Sunday night, and I'll have more details for you in just a bit.
All right, thanks, Lindsay. Today, people had the opportunity to learn more about what it is like to be a foster child in Jasper County. Foster Adopt Connect in Joplin organized the Journey Home Bus Tour, a free event open to anyone. Attendees were taken to multiple locations across the county to replicate the journey of a foster child in the system. Participants spoke with leaders and representatives at sites such as the Children's Division Circuit, Juvenile Courts, and the Children's Center.
I wanted to create a day that would stand out 3 weeks from now, 3 months from now, when you're brushing your teeth in the morning. I really want you to be thinking that there are children who are not brushing their teeth at home today that were yesterday.
Organizers say they plan on continue to hold events such as this to help the public have a greater understanding of the foster care system. It's National Nurses Week from May 6th to May 12th. Every year, nurses around the country are celebrated. In Joplin, 2 Freeman nurses shared their experiences in the profession. Their goal is to make a difference in their patients' lives, treating them with humanity during hard times.
Before I was a nurse, I didn't have any medical knowledge, and so it was great just to have those nurses to go to for those questions and to get like some education. And then now as a nurse, I try to be that person where I can educate and advocate for the patient.
Nurses are the backbone to a lot of healthcare. We're at the bedside 9 times out of 10, along with the nurse techs. So we're there helping the patients, the families with any questions they might have.
Freeman celebrated their nurses this week with pancakes, ice cream, cookies, and a lot more. The hospital currently has about 1,200 nurses, and they say they're always looking for more. Today, a commissioning ceremony for ROTC cadets took place at the PSU Veterans Memorial. 4 students were commissioned, all active service. For one cadet, the event was the realization of her life's dreams.
My freshman year to my very first commissioning ceremony, and it was like probably the best thing ever. I just watched him, and I knew I wanted to be there. That was the moment I wanted to strive. I wanted to be in that moment of where getting my bars, having my dad to give me the swearing me in, and having my family there. So I knew from the get-go, from my freshman year, I wanted to be here and become what I am now. So
take me to a time when it was difficult.
Upon graduation, cadets are then commissioned as second lieutenants in the United States Army, either on active duty or as a part of a reserve component. Today, the Irene Ransom Bradley School of Nursing held a pinning ceremony for some hardworking nursing students. This year's class consisted of over 100 students, including 27 RNs. For these graduates, they are now part of a long and proud tradition.
Nursing pin is something that we have done as nurses for generations, and it symbolizes you entering into the profession at whatever level you are entering in. So a lot of our students here today are entering it as bachelor's prepared nurses for the very first time. We do also have some nurses who are moving from an associate's degree to a bachelor's degree, and then they get pinned at that level.
During the ceremony, a faculty member hands a pin to a designated significant person who in turn places it on the nursing student who selected them. Doctors in China announce a breakthrough in the battle against blood cancer. That's coming up. And Mother's Day is a happy occasion, but for some, the holiday can be a source of grief. Coming up, we have some tips on how to cope with loss on Mother's Day. Doctors in China say they've made a breakthrough in using immunotherapy to battle blood cancer. A study found targeting a specific protein boosts immune cells' abilities to fight tumors. While the study was done on mice, scientists hope it could lead to new treatments using the body's own immune system to fight cancers. Researchers say they can predict which kids will naturally outgrow their peanut allergies and which won't. An Australian study discovered blood tests can show changes in the levels of 2 antibodies, and those changes can identify which children will likely outgrow their allergy without clinical intervention. 2/3 of children with peanut allergies outgrow them by age 10. Working a night shift schedule can throw off your body and make you more prone to disease. A study by Washington State University found after only 3 days on a night shift, studied participants had changes to their blood sugar regulation and metabolism. That stress on the system makes night shift workers more prone to diabetes, obesity, and other metabolic disorders. About 1 in 8 adults say they have taken a GLP-1 drug like Ozempic or Mounjaro. That's according to a new poll from KFF. About 6% of respondents say they are currently taking the popular drugs. Most adults say they took them to treat a chronic condition, including diabetes or heart disease, while about 40% say they took them to lose weight. Neither Ozempic nor Mounjaro are approved for weight loss specifically, but doctors commonly use them off-label for weight loss. Wegovy, which contains the same key ingredient as Ozempic, was approved in 2021 for obesity. Sunday is Mother's Day, a time to celebrate and appreciate all the moms out there, but for some who have lost a child, struggled to conceive, or lost a mother, this day can be hard. Mandy Gaither has more on ways to cope with grief and loss with Mother's Day.
Those who have suffered a loss or are struggling to conceive know the pain of grief.
It's really a challenge to have a day with a capital M and a capital D where a special attention is called to that relationship.
Dr. Tamar Gore with Ohio State's Wexner Medical Center says for some, Mother's Day can be painful and isolating. The first step to coping with that sadness is to be honest with yourself. Know it's okay to feel sad. Gore says you're not being selfish.
With these feelings, the way you feel is true. No one, there's no second guessing that. It's just the way that you feel, and you are entitled to your feelings.
Next, Gore says to set boundaries, stand up for yourself. It's okay to say no to Mother's Day activities.
But I can tell you there's no way to sneak around it. You have to go through it when it comes to grief or these complex feelings around motherhood.
Seek support, whether it's a friend or family member. You don't have to feel sad alone. And finally, Gore says to do something that's meaningful for you that day.
Maybe if it was a certain hike you enjoyed, maybe if there was a certain restaurant you went to that had meaning for you, really seeking out a way to commemorate where you are in this process or in this realm on Mother's Day can be really important for you to feel as okay as possible on what is a very difficult day.
The doctor says that if you're struggling, it's a good idea to stay off social media for Mother's Day. She says simply unplugging can help her patients get through difficult days. Lindsay is back with another look at your forecast, and a little later, graduating seniors at McCully Catholic High School in Joplin take the Warriors Walk.
It was a gorgeous afternoon. Luckily, that trend continues all weekend long, so let's take a look outside at downtown Joplin from the Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex. Really gorgeous sunset out there earlier today, and we see that trend continue. We're going to have sunny skies all weekend long. A few clouds roll in on Sunday, but for the most part, it's going to be pretty nice. Now today, we're right about average, 74, 75 for our high, 51 for our low, and as you can see, that is just dead on average. We're going to see that continue. We have that ridge forming over our area, so that brings those consistent average temperatures for this time of year. We've had a few clouds in the area, but overall, really great evening. We do have some rain moving in on Sunday. It's a low pressure system still out in the west, but we don't see that until Sunday night. So all weekend long, we're having a gorgeous break from all of the severe weather that we've seen the last couple of weeks, and we deserve it. We have a lot of recovery to do from all of those storms as well. Not to mention, these temperatures are really nice in the 70s, so not too hot, not too warm or cool. Temperatures getting down to the mid 50s for our low on average and getting up to the mid 70s for our highs on average. Then again, 53 this morning and back up to 74 for our high today. We do warm up a little bit more on the weekend. Saturday, almost 80 degrees, and in some areas it will get up to 80 degrees. Mostly sunny skies. We may see a few clouds here and there, but overall it's going to be warm and sunny on Saturday. Sunday, we have more clouds in the area, but temperatures only getting up to mid upper 70s. And as you can see, we've got a few rainstorms moving in late that night. So let's take a look and see what time we can expect it to come in. For the next couple of days, we have this ridge over our area, which brings in that sinking air, calmer skies, and we're not going to see any type of severe weather spark up when we have a ridge over our area. And usually it only lasts about a day, maybe 2 days, but we've had it for a few days, and that's because we've got this cutoff low out in the west, and when it's cut off from the rest of the upper level flow, it just sits there. It's just going to keep rotating until it joins back up with the upper level flow, which is Sunday in the middle of the night, early morning hours on Sunday. We see it join back up with the upper level flow, and when that happens, it's actually able to start to move into our area, which will bring that severe weather and rain on Sunday. So this is noon Sunday. We start to see those clouds push in, and then we're going to have the rain come in, some storms also after that into Monday. We'll have scattered thunderstorms across the region, and that trend continues until Thursday. We've got Mother's Day looking really great on Sunday. Sunday night, those rain and storms kick off all the way until Thursday, and then we'll have another nice weekend next weekend.
All right, thanks, Lindsay. The senior class from McCully Catholic High School took part in the annual Warrior Walk today at St. Mary's Catholic Elementary. It's a tradition where graduating seniors put on their caps and gowns and walk down the halls, receiving cheers from the elementary students. The walk is a way for outgoing seniors to encourage younger generations to stay in school. For one senior, the day brought back some fun memories.
My favorite memory is my sophomore year, when my Chemistry 1 class set the fire alarm off doing a lab and everyone else was panic evacuating the school and the fire trucks came, but our class was just laughing all the way down the stairs, just exiting the building while our teachers frantically trying to find the principal explaining what happened.
The seniors will graduate this Sunday at St. Mary's Catholic Church. General Motors is saying goodbye to the Chevy Malibu. Once its top-selling car in the U.S., the company says it will stop making the sedan at the end of the year to make room for electric vehicles. The Kansas City plant that makes the vehicle will switch over to the Bolt and Cadillac XT4 next year. Coming up in sports, Missouri Southern baseball advances to the MIAA championship game. Plus, Pitt State softball looks to keep their season alive. Brock Baldridge has the highlights and more coming up next.
The NCAA softball tournament Central Region begins, and it's day 2. Pittsburgh State won its only game yesterday, and in a regional like this, only 1 of 4 teams can advance, and any team that loses twice is, well, eliminated. Day 2 of the Central Region in the NCAA softball tournament. Pitt State faces off against Augustana in the first inning now. Gabby Schultz shows off her defense as she gets the diving stop, gets up to her feet, and throws out the runner at first base. Nice play there. We go scoreless heading to the bottom of the second now. Nicole Bellis hits this into the opposite field, and the Vikings strike first. It's 1-0 Augustana. Pitt State quickly responds in the top of the third now. Runners are on base for Paxton Hayes, and this ball goes all the way out to the wall. It's an RBI double. That ties the game up. It's now 1-1. Later in the third now, Courtney Story comes up with a big hit here. Shopper into center field, and that allows Hayes to score from second, and the Gorillas take the lead. It's now 2-1. But the Vikings, well, they answered with the big hits when they needed it the most. In the 5th inning, Augustana leads 4-2. They extend their lead as Ashton Dorman hits a 3-run homer to center field. Augustana upsets Pitt State as the Vikings win the game 7-2, and they move on to the regional final. In the elimination game, Pitt State is back at it as they face off against Oklahoma Baptist. The season is on the line for both teams, so high desperation here. Top of the first, Gorillas lead 1-0 as Caden Trochin singles to right field. Hannah Burnett scores, and Pitt State leads 2-0. We're tied up 2-2 going to the fourth now. Paxton Hayes narrowly keeps his fair down the line, and that's good for an RBI double, and that gives Pitt State a 3-2 lead. The Gorillas ride the momentum going in the 5th inning now. Gabby Schultz comes through with a huge 2-out base hit for some insurance, and the Gorillas now lead 4-2. The dugout urges the home fans to get up and get loud. So we head to the 7th now. Last chance for the Bison. Hannah Martin says good night. We'll see you tomorrow morning. Pitt State advances to the Central Regional Finals as the Gorillas eliminate Oklahoma Baptist 4-2. Not far away is the MIAA baseball tournament. Missouri Southern squares off against Washburn. Winner of this game just needs one more victory to be conference champs. Top of the third, Lions down 1-0. Drew Townsend smashes this into deep right field, and that's gone for a game-tying solo home run. So 2 innings later now, Southern is down 2-1. Townsend at the plate again, and he hits this deep into right field. And does this look familiar? Yes, it's a second home run of the game, and that ties it as Southern is not done yet in the 5th. Will Daugherty comes up and singles into left field. Another run scores, and that gives MSSU their first lead of the game. 1 inning later now, Ethan Clark comes up with the bases loaded. He slaps this into right field. That gets 2 more runs to come in to score. Southern runs away with it. Final score here, 8-4. The Lions don't play again until tomorrow, but they are 1 win shy of being conference tournament champs. Pittsburgh State lost yesterday in baseball, and so did Central Missouri, so that means it's an elimination game between the Mules and the Gorillas. Pitt State starts strong in the bottom of the 3rd inning now. Blake Mosley hits this deep to right field, and he gets enough of it. That's gone for a 2-run homer Gorillas are now in front 2-0. One inning later now as Cade Clemens steps up to the plate. He will hit this sharply and doubles down the line. 2 more runs come to score, and the Gorillas now lead 4-0 over the number 2 team in the country. So things are looking good early on. But UCM doesn't go away though. So tough to beat. Next inning now is Jacob Steele. Gets a base hit into left field. 2 Mules will come in to score. PSU lead is now cut into half. Later in the inning now, they keep extending to that lead. Max Holy hits this one off of the left field wall. UCM scores 5 runs in the 5th, and the Mules run away with it. 16-5, the final score there. Well, there's your look for sports. We're back with more news after this.
Saying no to delicious but unhealthy foods can be a challenge, but not tomorrow. That's because it's National Eat What You Want Day. Observed annually on May 11th, it's time for a little indulgence. It's meant for people to have a day to indulge a little without feeling guilt or regret. Think of it as a way of satisfying a sweet tooth or the munchies to celebrate. Go ahead and treat yourself to your favorite dessert or snack. You can even share your indulgence on social media with the hashtag EatWhatYouWantDay.
Well, we've got a nice weekend ahead. Sunny skies on Saturday, getting pretty warm, nearly 80 degrees. And then on Sunday, cooling just a bit into the upper 70s. For Mother's Day, it's going to be pretty cloudy, but we do have some storms rolling in late in the evening, closer to 10, 11 p.m., which continues until Thursday.
It's going to be a beautiful day tomorrow, and you get to eat what you want. Chips, fries, burger. I do all that stuff anyway. Well, thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow. Let's make it a great day from all of us here at KOAM. Have a great night.